Welcome to a new episode of the Raw and Messy Sessions.
Hi, Marieke Blokland here from Studio Bloknote and welcome to the Raw and Messy Sessions. In this series, I ask you to just hit the play button and start creating with me. If you don't know what it's all about, then check out the link below because there is a video to the first Raw and Messy series video in which I explain the idea behind this series. And if you know the idea already, then let's dive in and let's start getting raw and messy together.
In today's messy session, I want to talk about what to do when you do not have energy. I think it's very common, I hear it a lot, that people lack energy. And you have all this, you have so many people that then tell you that you should drink more water, do yoga, do meditation, go outside, have a walk, have enough sleep, all those things. And yeah, of course that helps. I think all baby steps help, and I'm here to add another thing to that list. It's art journal. You should try art journaling. No, I think actually, because in a way I'm saying the same thing. In a way, I am saying, okay, you don't feel like anything, so have you tried art journaling? And when you do not feel like doing anything, it's actually really hard to start doing something. I've been there. And that is what these videos are for. Because perhaps this caught your eye and you thought, what is she going to do? Yes, I do have a lack in energy. And you don't have to do anything, but you might want to grab a pen or a pencil. It might even be a blue ballpoint, anything, and you could just write that down on your paper and just write it. I have no, and you can swear here, effing energy. Just use your own ugliest handwriting that you can. And that's it. It may be the silliest thing, but I do this all the time when I'm really high in emotion but low in energy, and it helps me because I just made a mark here. I'm not going to do anything with it right now, but because this is pretty much the same thing, but then without words. It's just putting something on paper. In this case, it's more frustration, I suppose. It could also be loving, by the way. With you, everything is easier. This is in Dutch. It says something like, you have never valued me for who I am. And then I wrote in another material, I scratched the you have to I have. So I have not valued me for who I am. I added that later. It's so dark here. You sound so judgmental. That is not my strongest side. I did not want that. things I've learned, rejection. I know that self-pity heeft geen zin, doesn't help, but still, I am so sorry, help me. So yeah, it's really what's on top of what I feel. And the thing I like so much about this is that it's not a therapy. You don't have to analyze it. You don't have to do anything with it. You can just throw it at a paper and it's patient. And I think that that's the safe thing about art journaling, that you can throw your most vulnerable emotions on the paper and no one needs to know. Also, no one is suffering from it, because if I would shout at my kids because I'm frustrated by something in my life, I would harm my kids. But instead, if I have issues to deal with, I throw them on the paper. So, in a way, I can just process emotions on the paper. But it's important that you don't have to analyze things. Of course you can analyze things later, and I think eventually, if you are really stuck or depressed or suffering from mental health issues, it's, I think, important that you don't deal with it alone, so that you find help by talking to a friend or a therapist or a coach or whoever. But that's not the point. The point is that you start doing something, and and that can become happy. It can become light. It's not heavy, and I really believe that that's the power of art journaling. It's not heavy, it's not dark or deep necessarily, but it's what's on the surface. It's the layer that is bare. You don't have to dig in deep. So yeah, I think that's a nice thing to do today, and that's a nice theme. But we are all different people. It's not easy for everyone to let things out, but I don't ask you to dig. I don't ask you to feel the feelings. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to be sad to start being raw. You just are. You only have to be. You make your mark. So everything is good. Everything. You can be really happy and joyful, and yeah. So let's see. I have to take a step back, or else it will go wrong. I wrote that. This is actually how I work, by the way, because you see me chaotically turning the pages of this journal, but it's actually how I work. It's really intuitive, because I'm now rambling so much. Oh, I noticed that I have a really high voice. It's my enthusiasm. Whew, take a deep breath, Marieke. But when I start art journaling, I turn the pages like this and try to feel if there is a connection. But because I'm talking, it's harder to focus on that intuition. So how do I feel? I feel chaos in my head. Mind. Chaos in my mind. And this is already happening now, because I wrote this and I'm thinking for myself, shall I add anything to this? I think I automatically ask myself that question. Does it already call to me to add more? And no, not feeling it. So I continue. So I only added chaos in my mind to this page, but I can now continue. Take a deep breath. That is like a note to self right now, because I noticed that I am enthusiastic about my method, and that I'm almost shouting at you. Please take me seriously and do what I say that you should do. No, I noticed that is something that I often do when I'm enthusiastic. I start talking really loud. Take a deep breath. So that is a note to self to slow things down. Slow down. You do not need to rush things. I love to add these notes to self in my books. I have them a lot, especially for things that are like common struggles, things that I struggle with for years and years and years. You know those struggles? I think we all have them. The things that just continue coming back, and you think for yourself, will I ever learn? I've been working in an art supplies shop for the past 2 years, and there was this older lady at my desk a while ago. She was 70 plus for sure, maybe older, but she was at least 70, and she was talking about something that she purchased and that she tried and didn't really work, and then she had to buy new supplies. And she said to me, I really have to learn to not be so impulsive. And it made me so happy that she was actually just talking to herself, that she really needed to learn that. And yeah, I thought, yeah, you're never too old to learn. But I also laughed because she was so aware of it and still so willing to become a better person. It made me feel really happy that is exactly the point of growing older. That you will always have same struggles, and you will always have to deal with the next level of the same struggles. So yeah. So you saw me sharpening, or maybe you didn't see it because I was out of the area of filming, but I just sharpened the red pencil because I feel like using a red pencil now. I don't have any specific reasons for it, other than that I feel like using a red pencil now. And the same way counts for using different supplies. So sometimes I'm in the mood for using my brush pen. I don't really know why. It's just intuitively that I do that. Red is something that I would often use for symbols, I guess. For this type of more visible symbols. The X in red is always a really strong one. Or this type of little personal symbols, X, an arrow, this thing, rejection, symbol of rejection, like something like this, but it could also be just a bit more decorative. Shine your light. Maybe a bit cheesy, but I think it's nice because it says it's so dark here. Shine your light. I stick those pages together for some reason. So in a way, my art journal is also like a sort of diary, self-reflection. Perhaps you have heard of writing morning pages. I sometimes do that too. The idea behind morning pages is that you get up early and grab a journal to write, and then write 3 pages non-stop without thinking, and then you can complain and write whatever is there. I sometimes do that, but the thing that I don't like about it is that I am in the morning quite a negative person, and I know that you shouldn't read the journals. The theory says specifically to not read whatever you wrote, but I do that because I do that, and it's not really helpful. But because in this way I don't really write full pages, I just really write whatever pops in my mind, and it's there. I deal with whatever is there. For the past couple of books I wrote on this last page, and I really feel like doing it again, and it's something that continues coming back, but I write it anyway. It feels nice to write that on the last page, but it's really meaningful for me. And she never looked back. I think this is in about 2 or 3 other journals now. So I think this is the 4th already. So that's a nice sentence for on the last page. It's just something I do, and it feels good. It's a really raw mark that I make more often. It has its own story. I'm not going to dive in the meaning behind that right now, but that's really how intuitive I work. All of a sudden I felt like doing that, and I often find myself that I add that to more pages once I have that. So that's the reason why some things continue coming back at pages, because it could really happen that I feel like drawing the red X's and then they come back and more pages, and that's often added in one session. So it's not that I write an X deliberately on each and every page when I work at spread. It's really, I had that urge to draw red X's, and I add them to more pages. So, I hope that this was useful for you. It was just a little kickstart for you to start making, to be raw and messy. I hope you liked this raw and messy session. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel, because that would really help me grow. And I actually truly believe that with this type of art making, we can make the world a better place, because we can have a safe space to process emotions and make something beautiful out of all the emotions that you feel. And if that's not making the world a prettier place, then I don't know what is. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again in a new video, and until then, stay raw and messy.
That's it. Thank you so much for watching the raw and messy sessions. And yeah, I hope to see you soon in another video. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit the subscribe button somewhere. And yeah, that's it. Ciao.